today we have a special edition of Wind Funnel. And our guest today is management of HO Champ Car.
Thanks, Kitty. My name's Mike Kristoff, Managing Director of the HO Champ Car World Series. Thank you all for joining me here for this very special announcement. I can safely say this is the most exciting announcement I believe that this series has ever heard. As of yesterday, the HO Champ Car World Series is in an official partnership with the full-scale Champ Car World Series. Conversations with Vice President of Marketing Garrett Mudd have assured us that we will become a full-scale partner with the Champ Car World Series. Each driver will be officially hooked up with the team that they represent, and we will be fully integrated into representing the series in a more complete fashion than we ever have before, as we will have not only the ability for you to appear better representing the drivers, we'll be getting into uniforms, as well as prizes that the series is proud to supply for us. The plans have not been completely finalized, but those details will be forthcoming. But I can rest assured that this is by far the closest that the two series has ever worked together. You'll be seeing some new logos for the HO Champ Car World Series, and you will see much further integration between Champ Car and the official slot car series of the Champ Car World Series. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
It's a brand new year. 2007 is upon us, and round 9 of the HO Champ Car World Series is right here at Raven Raceway. The Quizno is 250. Mark, it's a brand new year. Stories are all the same, though. The fight for the championship continues.
That it does. The lead for Jim Iverson dropped last week. It's now down to, I believe, 7 points over Mark Walczak and Economaki. It's going to be pretty tight from here on out.
Speaking of pretty tight, this is a pretty tight track. This is probably one of the most rhythm-type race tracks. It's a technical track. It's probably the most technical on the circuit, and that really throws the drivers a curve.
That it does. I mean, there are a few drivers you'd look to be out front here. Larry Rotter, obviously, home track advantage. Dan Margetta, Jim Iverson. These are guys that all can keep it nice and smooth. Look for guys like Walczak with his usual meltdown far at the back.
Yeah, it'll be tough for him. He's real great on the straights. You got to get to the corners. But last year, remember, Dan Margetta showed up here, won this race in a unsponsored black car. Rotter drives a black car this year. This place likes black cars. I think Rotter's in victory lane.
Well, either that, or is it that the fact that, unfortunately for hindsight drivers, both cars showed up, so they don't have to beg, borrow, and deal to get cars this year.
That's right. The team is here. They're much better. We have a huge announcement and everything going on this weekend, but right now it's time to go racing. Qualifying's going on. We'll check the starting lineup. The starting grid for tonight's Quiznos 250 at Raven Raceway. On the pole, your point leader. Not a stellar qualifying run, but good enough for the front row and out front. It's Jim Iverson, car number 6. Alongside of him, Mike Fitzloff. Really needs to turn that season around. He's on the front row tonight. Yeah, it's Dan Margetta. Yeah, it's Larry Rotter. Don't be surprised to see that black car win tonight. That's John Shea. He arrived late, jumped in the car, and qualified inside of row 3. Outside of him, Chris Spirit. Good run last week at the Vista Rio Rancho Raceway. He's here at Raven. Yeah, let's hear it for Economaki. Yeah, for Mike Kristoff. And no, we're not done yet. There's cars behind him this week. That's the number 2 car. That's Tom Spirit. He finished 3rd last week. Not so good so far right now. And there's Mark Walczak, who has hit everything but the pace car here tonight. He's outside row number 5. Let's cheer for these guys too. Yeah. It's Andy Butler and I can't cheer for him. He's last. That's Andy Spirit. And you're great for tonight's Quiznos 250 at Raven. It's time to go racing.
Hi, Kitty Bo Peep here at the Quiznos 250 at Raven Raceway. This is going to be an exciting race, folks. We have Ev, Mike, Dan, and Chris in this race, and who's the winner is anyone's guess. We had to wait for Ev. He just had a fuel dump prior to this race. He was kind of holding things up. Maybe he should have his prostate checked. I'm really not sure. Oh, off for Ev. That would be a stop and go for Ev.
Stop and go yellow.
Oh, and it's always exciting at the beginning of a race to see how people work themselves into the pace. Get the pace going. And this is definitely a pace track. This race, folks, brought to you by Quiznos Subs.
Quiznos, toasty.
Oh my God, and we have someone off the track. Oh my, Ev, it's Ev Kamakawa. Ev Kamakawa. Ev, are you all right? Are you all right, Ev? He's getting some water. Oh, are you all right, son? Oh, no, it must have been hot in the car. Was it on fire? Was it on fire? Was it too hot? Well, he is just an animal. I mean, my God, maybe the man has a concussion to be spraying water all over Kitty Bo Peep. What is he thinking? My Tommy Hilfiger sweater. Ev! The final minutes of the first heat race of the Quiznos 250. Dan has an 11-lap lead. There's no competition here, folks. I think we're going to be declaring Dan the winner and going home, unless he pulls an Ev and he ends up on the floor. Well, you never know.
Anything here is possible, Kitty. He's slowing down. I don't know. He's waving at the camera.
Waving
at somebody's off.
That wasn't Dan. He apparently can drive and wave. An unusual feat for a man to be able to do two things at one time.
Dan he's just trying to make the finals here for the second year in a row and try and repeat his winner from last year.
Well, Dan, you qualified like a slob, and you could have had it all in qualifying, but you got to play around. Congratulations, Dan.
Should be a tough second heat race as you look at them lining up. Team PKVHO racing each other here on the outside. The red and white cars are Jim Iverson and Mark Walzak. In between them, Larry, and that is also Andy Spirit.
Okay, so this is not Walzak style of track. Watch out, Amy Butler might pull this one off.
She's in for a stop and go penalty. She'll be there for 5 seconds and get back out on the raceway. In the meantime, we look at the lead belonging to Jim Iverson, who's kept it smooth and out of trouble, unlike his teammates so far. And that is going to be the trick in this heat race as you're dueling with Amy Butler and Andy Spirit out there. You're going to have to stay out of the trouble.
It was a week ago that Jim Iverson had some pretty disparaging remarks about one Andy Spirit and Amy Butler, and they didn't take too kindly. They put them out of the final. It could happen again. It would have a serious impact on the points because Iverson.
I believe it was the Special Olympics comment at the last race.
That's right. And what was so special about that was Iverson went home. So we'll see what happens tonight. He's got a pretty commanding lead right now. It's not insurmountable as Mark Walzak has settled down somewhat as Amy Butler has a problem again in the middle. But Iverson leads here early on, looking to make the final end and keep on it. All the teammates got together there. That could be issues down the road as this race comes to its conclusion. It's going to be very close now. They're on the same lap with Iverson leading. 30 seconds to go. Now it's time for Walzak to put the pedal to the metal. Here comes, this is his kind of race. Can he? Oh, he goes around, and that's going to do it. I think Iverson's going to go by and we'll put the point leader in the final. The second car in the Quiznos 250 looks like it'll be Jim Iverson as Mark Walzak remains on the tail end of the lead lap, but time is running out on Mark Walzak. Iverson's starting to slow down a little bit, preserving that win. We'll see what happens with the transfer spot. As Walzak goes around again, he'll fall a lap behind. But it's all going to hinge on that third heat race and that second place transfer spot. Jim Iverson is in. He is your Heat 2 winner. And the Gray Fox is in. Mark Walzak sits in the transfer spot momentarily.
Final heat race is ready to roll off. We are looking at John Shea Tom Speart, Mike Fitzloff, and Larry Rotter, the hometown favorite. We'll see if he can come all the way back from that illness that kept him out of a race earlier, kept him weak through a couple of races. He was hardly able to even stay in the car for an entire race. And right now we're seeing all kinds of trouble there for Mike Fitzloff. And the early lead looks like it belongs to Larry Rotter, followed by Jon Shea running second about. Then he has a crash up there at the far end of the long main straightaway. So Larry Rotter now running almost a full lap ahead as Shea has another spin out right up behind the rock. After a couple of early spins, Mike Fitzloff has pulled out in front of this heat race. He's about 2 laps up over Jon Shea and Larry Rotter. And then Tom Speart, who's had a couple of handling trouble in that green lane. But Mark-Jan Beekus, this is going to be a very tight race, it looks like. We've got Larry Rotter, of course, knows this track better than anybody. Jon Shea, historically very fast. I mean, he walked in off of the street practically, jumped in the car and qualified.
Yeah, he unloaded his baggage from his vacation, jumped right into the car. They were waiting for him just in time for qualifying, and put in a very consistent run.
There's also talk about shots for a cat that kept him from getting to the track on time. A very curious scheduling issue for a driver right before a major motorsporting event. But he got here nonetheless just in time to qualify well. And now he's running second in this heat race. Well, we're sad to report that one of our HOCC cameramen, there you see he was in that cherry picker, Jon Shea's car came airborne out of this turn and knocked our cameraman dead right there into the bushes. We're sorry to report that he is goner. He was a brave man, though. I don't know his name, but he's dead nonetheless. A 4-lap lead for Mike Fitzloff here at the Quiznos 250. Toasty. The beautiful surroundings here. Take a look at the rock there at the top of the hairpin as they wind their way around that, and of course the woods. Oh, there's a car spinning around right here. You see them take this kind of odd angle corner here. So holding on to his lead, Mike Fitzloff, last year's Rookie of the Year, has struggled in his sophomore effort, but it looks like this race he has found some form. It's 8 laps to go with 35 seconds left. This is going to be close. We're watching the black car of your hometown favorite Larry Rotter on his home track, Raven Raceway. And you see Mark Walczak, he doesn't want to watch. What's going to happen? Larry has a quick spin there. Just 4 laps he needs inside of 15 seconds. That's going to be tough to go, held up by the leader.
7.
It's Fitzloff.
Oh no, he's in traffic!
In traffic now for
108.
And he needs 2 more laps with about 4 seconds left. He's not going to make it. It looks like Mark Walczak will make the final as Larry Rotter runs out of time and is going to finish 1 lap short of the final. Wow.
Hi, Kitty Bo Peep here with Jim Iverson and Mark Walczak, who will be in the final race in this Quiznos 250. Guys, here we see you again. I'm having deja vu. We've done this before, haven't we?
It's a wonderful way to start out the second half of the season. You know, a lot of people are saying all sorts of things, that the team is falling apart, that he and I are fighting with each other. We just keep on coming to every race looking for wins. And that's what we do. We race each other. We're very competitive with each other, but we're going for it.
So, Mike Fitzloff, you drive for RJ Foyt, right?
Yes, RJ. Yeah, he is a very, very, very good owner.
I heard he's looking for a win. I think you might be the guy to give it to him. You look so fast.
I hope so. It'll make him happy. I'll be happy. And we got a real nice car that they put out there today for me. I love it.
Cool, I'll be happy too, but I'm always happy.
Everett Bell here with Dan Margetta. Dan, you're the defending race winner here. Are you going to show them why they call you dangerous?
Maybe. I mean, the car is really good.
hindsight, in-deck car drives like a dream tonight, and I think we got something for him. If we're going to make any kind of a dent in this championship and his points, we got to take out that PKVHO team. Tonight's a good place to do it. Mike Fitzloff kind of worries me, but I think we'll be right there. We got something for him.
He's in a shot to drive with the real Champ Car team. He's going to take over for Buddy Rice or one of those guys. I don't even know who drives for them, right?
Canadian guys. He's
Standing starts just like the Champ Car World Series will begin using in 2007. Once again, leading the way in race technology is the HO Champ Car World Series. Not only was HO Champ Car leading the way, John Derek Daly, on standardized chassis for every car, but also on standing starts that we're going to see introduced coming up this season.
To see the large-scale series beginning to mimic the smaller scale series, isn't it?
Absolutely, and of course, you know, these are the places, I suppose, where experimentation pays off.
I'm wondering now, is the real Champ Car Series going to go to things like D-slot races?
You guys have explained this better than I ever could have imagined when I started this bit. Well, we're watching Dan Margetta lead this race, and you know why we're thankful, gentlemen, that Dan Margetta is leading this race? Because he's in the blue and white car. Not the red and white cars, which we see sprinkled all over this track, but the blue and white car.
Exactly. We've got 2 or 3 blue and white cars here tonight, and then no, blue and white. There's like 3 of them here. There's 2 hindsight cars.
Again.
There's 2 hindsight cars out here. All right. Granted, one of them's in the trailer already, as usual.
Oh, that's true.
All right. There's another blue and white car that's also in the trailer, as usual. We've got another red and white car here, in addition to the 8 in this race. Seemingly 8.
That's in the trailer too, I believe, right?
And that one is also in the trailer. That's the WIJobs.com car of Everet Kamikawa, who's certainly lost form here at this stage of the season.
You might say, John, he sucked.
I just love it when Everett Bell gets technical on us. Mike Fitzloff is in this final. And he, of course, drives for one R.J. Foyt. We've caught up with the team owner, R.J. What do you think about this? One of your drivers is in this final.
I tell you, there's some dirty driving out there. Now, watching these guys, these PKVHO guys, and they got these skulls in their car. They're trying to look dangerous, and you know, let me just tell you, because I didn't got to where I is by letting no one push me around. And when you're racing for the R.J. Foyt family, you're part of R.J. Foyt's family. And let me just say, I'll go down there and I'll do what I got to do if I got to smash some heads. I ain't above making threats.
Oh. Well, those boys better watch out, I guess. Nobody wants to mess with RJ, we know that. Oh, pit stop for the RJ Foyt car. He's got lots of shrubbery in that car.
There's one of them PKVHO cars right next to him when he went off.
RJ Foyt, how did he get all that shrubbery into his car?
I told you it was one of them dang PK cars. I ain't gonna even say the whole name of them team because they ain't worth my vocabulary.
The leader is expected in soon. PKVHO driver Jim Iverson, points leader, due in on the next lap, he says, we hear over the radio. And he's in. We go down to Derek Bell.
And there he is. Pit stop. Jim comes in on, hits the marks. Okay, tires coming off. Tires got. Oh, they got a problem with the rear jack. Oh, no. It's the left lug nut. He cross-threaded it. He dropped it. He picked it up again. Good thing those mechanics got spares after all. All right, they got the rear tire back on. Fuel is done. Car is down. And he is off. Kind of a slow. They had a little problems on that.
About a 20-second pit stop there for Jim Iverson. Dan
Margetta's into the pits. The hindsight crew swarming all over the car. They've got the tires on, tires off, fuel in. And he's waiting down. Oh, they got another car coming up. They had to wait for someone. Go! 10-second stop. They had to wait for another car who was coming in and crossing in front of them. And the crew goes to work on that car. The PKVHO team been very slick this year. They've got the tires off, tires are on, fuel going in. Everything looks pretty smooth. They did a little change on the wicker bill. They added some turn to the front wing as well. And he is out. But, they've got a problem here. They've picked up, he's on the radio, he's got a vibration coming out. They may not have tightened the lug nut. He's got to do 10 laps with the opposite driving hand while that crew deals with the vibration and tries to figure out a way to save Mark's car.
This race is a little out of control right now, but Dan Margetta's been chugging along for the last few laps, keeping it clean.
See, now that is a sign of a bad driver. He can't throw it off the track no matter how he tries. Now, Kamikawa, now there's a man who can put his foot down and accomplish something. When he wanted to go off, he went off. Mark has tried several times to go off in that corner. He can't do it.
And of course, let's go back in history and not forget Mike Kristoff's pity lap, where on the very first lap he threw it right off that corner. Didn't even complete a complete lap, but since the scoring system couldn't handle a 0, they had to put a 1 on there, even though he did not complete 1 full lap.
Dan Margetta now is taking the lead over Jim Iverson by a couple of car lengths. John Derek Daly, this is what good stuff.
This is all cut and thrust right here, right up there in the infield section. Watch him go around that big rock bend.
And what's your favorite expression now? I believe it's side by side.
Side by side racing.
Yeah, hold on to your hollyhocks. There they go again, side by side, as John Derek Daly says. Jon Wyatt, do you remember an exciting conclusion to a race here with 49 laps to go?
Well, I can think of many races. Of course, we haven't even touched on the reason that the trophy looks like it does. One race with Dave Austin, who busted the bottle on his nose.
That's very true. And the crowd loves it when the winner of this race holds up that busted bottle nose. In fact, I've seen people in the stands punching themselves in the face just to give themselves bloody noses so they can imitate the trophy.
And the lead right now belongs to Dan Margetta, just barely over Jim Iverson. Iverson back out front now. They're side by side, gentlemen.
Holy schnickies! And Iverson's got it off up in the forest. Oh, I'm going horse here, John Derek Daly. John Wyatt. We got too many Johns.
Too many red and white cars, too many Johns. Dan Margetta takes the lead on the Iverson spin with about 15 laps left to go. This is going to be close, folks. Stay tuned. Hold on to your hollyhocks, right?
Hold on to your hollyhocks as these drivers bring their cars home to the finish.
We're going to watch for this turn up here behind the stones, right around the rocks. Both Walzak and Fitzloff have fallen off into 3rd and 4th place. They're out of touch. The time just running down.
Time of the season that Margetta does his traditional comeback march toward the front.
He is definitely doing that because he came in 2nd at the last race and is closing in on the points leader now for this win. We watch the laps tick down. They're side by side. Iverson by the distance you see, now Margetta.
It's a trophy dash.
So the time is coming down. 6 laps. Margetta just barely ahead of Iverson. Then, Dan spins and then Iverson takes the lead. 4 laps to go. He's coming back on Iverson, but he has another spin, so it looks like the lead now belongs, without a doubt, it looks like it is going to be Jim Iverson to hold on to this race. And Dan Margetta looks to finish in 2nd for the 2nd race. No, wait, he has a spin. Margetta. Dan Margetta. Dan Margetta pulls it off on a last-second spin by Iverson. All he had to do was keep it on the track. And there you saw the heartbreak.
He got balked by traffic.
Unbelievable. A last lap pass after a spin by Iverson, and Margetta wins for the 2nd year in a row. The Quiznos 250. That was toasty.
Kitty Bo Peep here with Dan Margetta, the winner of the Quiznos 250. Dan Margetta, congratulations. And we have with us today track owner Larry Rotter to present the trophy.
On behalf of Raven Raceway, I'd like to congratulate you, Dan. Very good. Wow, that was quite a race. That was really exciting.
It's probably the best one we've been in a long, long time. That was, yeah, we got to thank Quizno, especially the one on Howell Avenue in Oak Creek for this. The Quiznos 250 is a great place to get there. Go there for lunch. I go there quite a bit. But that's the best race I've been in a long time. And I want to thank Jim Iverson for the birthday present, spinning out in the last lap like that, because I'd never caught him if he hadn't done it.
Happy birthday, Dan!
Happy birthday, Dan!
Well, it was a good time. We had to do it. We're back in the points fight, and we're here. I mean, they say I don't have a shot because I choke in the end, but I didn't choke today.
What an exciting race, folks. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. Congratulations, Dan. Excellent job, Jon.